This video has been made possible by Rebus Farm, the professional render service. Hey guys, well as you can see, I'm not in. I'm traveling in the US, but I didn't want to leave you guys hanging, so I prepared a series of videos for you guys to enjoy until I get back. Okay, so see you guys soon. Bye. Okay guys, here we go. Well, as a 3D artist, you know how important it is to have an asset library, okay? So what do I mean by that? You will need to have certain models in your portfolio that you use over and over again. And otherwise, you'll be repeating the same steps every time you get the request, okay? So what do I mean? Trash cans, park benches, streetlights, you know, very common occurring objects that you can build in your asset library, so you can just drag them in when needed, okay? So this is going to be a first video in a series, and in this one we're going to do this streetlight. And that said, let's get started. Here we go. So I am going to start off with a cube, believe it or not, because you would expect this thing to be round, and it is, but that's fine. We're still going to start with a cube. We're going to pull that out. We're going to hit R, we're going to scale that down, and I'm just going to jump in from this view, hit F to zoom in, W to pull down, like so, F to zoom in again, and we'll just drag our reference image, hit W and move it, because it seems that we're not perfectly centered, and that looks to be true. That's slightly better, yep. So we're going to start down here, and we're going to select this guy. We're going to turn on our X-ray right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to raise it up. We're going to right click on a vertex, drag select, W to bring that down to about there. And then let's see, what we'll do is we'll bring it up to here. Have to zoom in. And of course our image is quite bad, but that's fine. Then we're going to go into Insert Edge Loop, option box, single setting. We're going to add one right there. Let's add one here. We'll do one here. And let's see. That's about enough for that. We're going to Q on our keyboard. We're going to right click on a vertex. We're going to drag select these. Hit R and bring them in. And then bring them up a little bit. Still all good. Then we're gonna, hang on, right click, we're gonna go to face, drag select that, Control E to extrude, and R to scale in. Like that. And then we're gonna stretch it up a bit. And it doesn't have to be exactly as our image here. You could if you want, of course, but you know, I'm just using it as a reference. We're going to add a few down here, actually one, sorry, yeah, one right there. We're going to Q on a keyboard, we're going to right click on the vertex again, and let's drag select these, bring that in. I'm going to right click on a face, drag select that face right here. Actually just this one. Control E to extrude, R to scale in. And then we're gonna scale that up a little bit, like so. All right. And then we'll have a look and see what we got. Okay. Just hang on one sec while I turn that thing off so we don't get all these messages. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. So we got that. That's a good basis. Then what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the face. There we are. We're going to hit Control E to extrude, R to scale in. Let's bring that in a little bit. And then hit G to repeat last command and W to pull up. Like so. We're going to have a look and see. That turned out quite well. So we're going to bring that up to about here. F to zoom in, and let's see, I'm going to turn off my X-ray so we can see it a bit better. too bad there. We're going to G to repeat, R to scale out, G to repeat, W to pull up, G to repeat, R to scale in, G to repeat, W to pull up, G to repeat, R to scale in again, G to repeat, W to pull up, and again, and one more time. Okay, all right. So with that, we're going to bring this guy way up to the top. Have to zoom in. We're going to start right there. We're going to G to repeat. We're going to R to scale out, G to repeat, W to pull up. And from that point, if you like, because our reference is pretty bad, what we're going to do is we're going to do this manually. So G to repeat, R to scale in, and I'll just hit F to zoom in a bit, like so. Hang on. We'll just use the 3D mouse to get in close. Yep. G to repeat, W to pull up. Okay. G to repeat, R to scale in, G to repeat, W to pull up, and once again R to scale in and W to pull up. Now, not quite sure what's on top there. It looks like a little sphere, so we'll deal with that later. I'll just bring this up a little bit more, like that. Okay, cool. So not quite there yet. Seems that there is a section in the middle there, somewhere around here. So what we're going to do there is we're going to go to insert edge loop, and one there and one there. We're going to Q on a keyboard. We're going to right click on a face, select that face, and we're going to do Control E to extrude. We're going to drag on the thickness, that's a bit much, 0.01, that looks about right. Okay, so it looks like we have that vertical section there. So now it's important to extend this horizontal piece on top. All right, so for that we're going to go into this view, we're going to go up, we're going to go to our insert edge loop again, and we're going to do one here and one there, and the last one we're going to hit W and push it down a little bit. So basically that's where we need to be. All right, we're going to Q on our keyboard, we're going to right click on a face, select that face and shift select that face. We're going to Control E to extrude, and we're going to hit R to pull them out, like so. Okay, we're going to look at this view to see how far, and that is about right. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to do a bit further than that, like so. And then we're going to go into insert edge loop, and we'll add one here. That's a bit far out. And we'll add one here. Okay. Q on a keyboard. We're going to jump into this view. We're going to right click on a face, select that one, and shift select that one. Hit Control E to extrude, W to pull up just a little, and then we're gonna see if we got the same thickness. So we're gonna select this guy. Come on, let's try that in object mode. Actually, we can see it right here. Yeah, just like I thought. So what we need to do is right click on a vertex, drag select these vertices and bring it over just a little to create some thickness. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to go in, we're going to right click, go to face again, we're going to take these two, hit Control E to extrude once again, we're going to hit W and we're going to push that down, and let's see where we're at, to about there. Okay, now that's for the most part the construction piece. These will be different because they will be more supporting. So what we're going to do next is, with this done, we're going to right click at object mode and we're going to hit 3 to preview smooth. Now you can see that there are a lot of edges we need to add to hold that shape, so let's do that next. So I'm going to hit 1 to go back. We're going to go into insert edge loop, and I'm just going to start from this view here. Okay, so we're going to go in here and we're going to start to add one here to hold that shape. We're going to add one there. We're going to add one right there. And I want these to be held as well. So I'm going to push one up there. Nope, not there. Hang on. One there. One there. Let me go back a little. Looks like I put a vertical one in by accident. We don't want that. Okay. So let's try that again. One there. Why is that happening? Not sure. One right there. One right there. Okay, let's deal with these. Give me one sec, guys. Got a little bit of an operational problem here, looks like. Hang on. And we're good. Okay. Back here. Insert edge loop. We're going to do one here and here and one there. And then we'll do one here. There. That one needs to come up a little. And you're probably wondering why I just didn't use cylinders instead. Well, that's because of the connections. I want to be able to connect them smoothly, which is slightly more difficult if you're using round tubes. We weren't quite done yet here. We need one up there and one down there. All right, almost there. That one's fine. That will kind of level out these as well for the most part. We're going to go in and we're going to put one in here and one up here. And the individual ones are fine to be smooth. So I'm going to leave them alone. And then we're going to go down to our base. And these, almost all of them already have edges, okay? So let's do a preview smooth again, and let's see what it looks like this time, okay? So run object mode, hit 3 to preview smooth, and you can see very, very different. Just have a look whether we're happy with everything. Yeah, for the most part, except maybe this guy in the middle here. Okay, so let's fix that. I'm gonna have to zoom in right there. We're gonna hit 1 to go back. We're gonna go to insert edge loop. We're gonna bring in one here and one there. Hit Q on a keyboard, right click object mode, and now instead of 3 for preview smooth, we're going to go to mesh and smooth to actually smooth. Okay, cool. So that will give us that. Okay, and now the next part is to bring in these curved bits, and what we can do there is we can use a torus, hit E to rotate to 90 degrees. We're going to go to our attribute editor. Let's set this to a radius of 0.1 to start with, and we are going to bring it down some more, so we'll see where we're at. And we want to bring it in to a point where it fits from an arch point of view. Okay, so we're going to hit F to zoom in, we're going to hit R to scale this down, and W to move that in until we basically can almost mimic that arch. That looks pretty close. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to set the section radius to 0.01, maybe a bit more, 0.03, let's do 0.05, 0.04. That looks about right. And we want a little bit more subdivision, so let's do 30 by 30 is fine. We're going to bring that into position. Have to zoom in. Okay. So we're going to have it touch right there and right there. And then we're going to right click on a face, and I'm going to drag select this, delete it. All of this stuff, delete that as well, and this, and delete. And then I'm going to go in, right click on this, go to edge, double click on it, Control E to extrude, W to push down. Seems to be fine. And up here, we're going to right click on a vertex, we're going to drag select these, bring that up slightly, and then we're going to go in from this view, have to zoom in, right click edge, double click, Control E to extrude, W to pull out, and my reference image is in the way, but we'll fix that in a minute. Okay, we're going to hit E to rotate it a little bit. Just want to make sure I got the right control here. Yep. W to move that out like so. So I'm happy with that. Now from the top view, let's get it into position. We're going to go to object mode. We're going to hit W and we're going to move it over. Have to zoom in, 4 for wireframe mode. Okay, and we're going to snap it. So we're going to hold down the V so it's centered. And then what we're going to do is we are going to hit the insert key, move the pivot point, and hold down X as we do that to snap it into the center. Hit the insert key again. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate that guy, hit E to rotate it, hold down GA to snap it around, and then suddenly we have 2 of them. All right, almost there. We have the, I don't know what they're called, bowls or whatever, for our light. So for that, we'll take a polygon cylinder. We're going to hit W, we're going to pull that out. We're going to go into our attribute editor. Oh, not our channel box, attribute editor. Let's do 0 on caps, and that's fine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to remove the face at the bottom there, delete it, take this guy, hit R, push that way down, and then we're going to get into position. Okay, so we're going to hit W, we're going to move that over, move that up, hit R to scale it down a lot, and F to zoom in, maybe a bit less. Okay, that looks to be about right. So now we're going to hit F to zoom in. We're going to go to face, Control E to extrude, R to scale in just a bit, G to repeat, W to pull up, and from there we're going to start to model our lamp. Okay, so that's pulled up a little bit. We're going to hit R to scale that in, G to repeat, W to pull up, R to scale in, G to repeat, W to pull up, R to scale in, GW, and R to scale in, GW, and R to scale in, and GW, and R to scale in. Okay, now from there we're going to hit G and then W to pull it up to about there, and then we're going to go in to insert edge loop, put one in about there, Q on a keyboard, right click face, drag select, Control E, and then we're going to set the thickness to 0.05. That's too much. Let's do 0.01, which is better. Okay, cool. So that's that. We're going to right click at object mode. I'm going to hit 3 to preview smooth, and we're going to have a look. You can see that we need a few edge loops. So we're going to go back in. And let's put them in. So we'll do one here, we'll do one here, we'll do one there and there, we'll do one here, and all depending on what you can use this for. You can either decide to use the crease tool or add edge loops. Nope, we don't want that one. So this should be it. Okay. Q on the keyboard, right click object mode, 3 to preview smooth. It looks nice. However, it's black inside because we didn't extrude the whole thing. So we're going to want to go back. We're going to Control E to extrude the whole thing. Let's do 0.01 on thickness. So the inside is now nice and gray as well. And then we're going to go to mesh and smooth, object mode, sorry. Mesh and smooth. Looks nice. And then you can decide whether you want to put a light in there or not. We could. We'll just take a polygon sphere, W to move out, R to scale down a lot. Let's jump in here, W to move that up and in, F to zoom in, 4 for wireframe mode. So you can see that we need to snap it a little bit. So we're gonna hold down V as we do that. We're in the middle, hit R to scale down, W to move up, and you kind of need to decide where you want it to be, right? We're gonna drag it inside our lamp, look at it from our top view, and again here you want to snap it, so hold down V. There you go. Height wise it seems okay, so I'm gonna drag select this, We're going to go to mesh and combine. It's now one piece. We're going to go to top view and put it into position. I have to zoom in, hold down V to snap that to the center like so. Seems to be in the right position. Yep. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move it over so we have one on each side. Okay. So we're going to hit the insert key to move the pivot point. We're going to move the pivot point over. We're going to hold down X to snap it. Hit the insert key again. Control D to duplicate and E to rotate, and hold down J as we flip it around. Like so. All right. And let's see, I think we got everything with the exception of that tiny sphere that we want on top. We're going to go to our top view. We're going to hit R to scale this guy way down. I have to zoom in. W to move over. Oops. W to move over, yeah. I have to zoom in. We're going to hold down V once again until we're in the middle. Check it from this view. Bring that up. I have to zoom in. 5 for shaded mode, R to scale down. That looks right to me. And we'll check it from our top. Seems to be okay. All right. So there you have it. There is our asset. Well, hopefully it was helpful. I see we got these two little thingies that we didn't do yet. Hang on, just to make things complete. We don't want to leave things hanging. So we'll just fix that. We'll take a torus. W to move out. E to rotate. Hold down J. Set it upright. In our attribute editor, set it to 30 subdivisions. We're going to set the thickness to 0.01. That's a bit thin. 0.02 maybe. We'll see. We're going to get that. We're going to hit W to move it in. And then from this view, we are going to hit R to scale it down. W to move it up, F to zoom in. Now we kind of want to mimic that shape, so we're going to need to scale it down some more. That's pretty close. We're going to add some thickness. Let's do 0.04 maybe. Yeah, that's a bit better. Okay. And here what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the face. We're going to drag select this whole area. We're going to drag select this whole area, maybe even more than that. We want to have a straight line basically in both angles. We're going to zoom in. Where is that little rascal? Right there. From our top view, we're going to position it correctly. So we're going to hold down V as we move it, so it's centered. And then we can hit F to zoom in. We're going to right click on the edge. And I got that one selected. Hit W, pull that up. Right click edge. That one selected. Pull that out. And let's make sure that this is a clean connection. 4 wireframe mode. Okay, we're gonna raise it up a little bit. We're gonna hit E to slightly rotate it. Come on. Why does it never do what I want? Okay, I'm just gonna do it like this. Got a vertex, drag select these vertices. Okay, it's good. All right, we're gonna hit it in object mode. We're gonna hit Control D to duplicate, E to rotate. Let's flip that around to 90 degrees. Let's have a look from the top. Yeah, we're looking good. We're gonna W, we're gonna move that out. And there you have it. Okay, so we're gonna drag select this guy. We're gonna, come on. Don't quit on me now. Yep. Drag select it. We're gonna go to edit, delete by type history. We're gonna drag select our reference image, delete this. We're gonna move this to our center. So let's hold down X as we do that. There we go. Let's bring it up. Now the whole thing is a bit small, so let's hang on. I didn't combine it yet. Let's actually hit Control G to group it instead of combine. So we can bring that up. All right. So this is our asset. Like I said, you can, if you like, go to mesh and combine. You don't have to, but you can. Just need to make sure that these guys won't be a problem, but they look to be good. So that is all there is to it. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to help if I can. And this was our first prop for our asset library. Okay. So thank you guys for watching, and see you guys next time. Bye. Well, thanks for watching, and before you go, please hit that MH button to subscribe, okay? See you guys next time. Bye.